Hi, everyone. I am excited to share with you a quick training on knowing your core brand values and target market. So I want you guys to know that it's important that you make yourself stand out when using social media to build your business, right? There's a lot of cookie cutter and copy and pasting that seems to be happening, especially in our industry of network marketing. And generic just tends to blend in. So people are looking for something to connect with. They're looking for something that is authentic and something is real. So the deeper following, the deeper tribe following you have, to get that deeper tribe following, you need to be able to share a little more and open up a little more, right? So we're looking to use social media to be more influential. And I want you guys to think about who are some of the most influential people that you know. And one of the examples I like to use is Oprah Winfrey. So if you look at someone like Oprah Winfrey, she is a servant leader. She is a very successful woman. She's an entrepreneurial, she's a thought leader. But what is amazing about her too, and how people can connect with her, is the fact that she has also shared her history, right? She shared a lot about herself and her challenges and her struggles. And that makes her so much more appealing to people and more relatable. Because guys, if she was this person who went and had the Oprah Winfrey Show and had all that success, started her magazine and started her own network, and we only hear about all of those wonderful, amazing things, we may not look at her the same way. And she may not have even had all that success or as much success if she didn't share her real, true, authentic self. And sharing her true, authentic self was something that she was great at. So it starts with you, and it starts with you understanding yourself better. When you can understand yourself better, you can communicate better. And the more clear you are about your brand values, that means you can be more consistent with what it is that the message you're trying to get across. You can be more consistent with that message. So instead of being funny one day and the next day you think, no, you know what, I'm not going to be funny. I'm going to be more of an authentic person. And doing that for a couple of weeks and then thinking, you know what, forget authentic. I'm going to just showcase myself as a mom. Or switching to, I'm going to be more serious, or I'm going to showcase myself as a businesswoman. If you really understand who you are and what it is you stand for, you will be able to have a more well-balanced message that you're sending out to people. So what I'm going to take you through, guys, is just really a couple of questions to help you get more clear about what your core brand values are. So with core brand values, guys, you want them to be more personal rather than business related, because you don't necessarily want to be known for just something like health and wellness, right? Because that's just much more broad and much more business related. But on a personal note, are you more family focused? Are you interested in healthy living? Are you a parent, or do you like to help other people? Like, what is it that the values that you have on a more personal level? And we recommend personal more because people want to connect with you, right? Not your business, but with you. So let's go through some questions here. What are your top 3 things that you want to be known for in your market, right? And that's kind of just what I touched on about being, the personal values. So what do you want to be known for? So, if I think about myself, I want to be known for being passionate about healthy living, not just to teach it, but for myself. It's super important for me. I love my family and I'm passionate about my family, and I want to really help create a great life for my family. And I want to live a well-lived life, if that makes sense, right? I want to really maximize every second of every day and, really make it so at the end of my life, I can look back and say, you know what, I did everything I wanted. I've, any challenge or any expedition or anything that I've wanted to accomplish in my life, I at least attempted to. So what are your top 5 strengths and top 3 weaknesses? So this is where you really need to get true with yourself, guys. You want to write out your top strengths and your top weaknesses. And this is something that you may actually need someone else to help you. When I was going through my top strengths, it was interesting. I had my list, and then I was asking my husband what he think my top strengths, what he thought my top strengths were. And the ones that he gave me were completely different than what I had written for myself, because sometimes, guys, we don't see some qualities in ourselves that other people see. So you may want to ask some people whose opinions you respect and value what they think, right? What do they think your top strengths are? We, I'm sure, are pretty good at picking out our weaknesses. I'm not sure if you want to go to your significant other or friends and say, hey, what are my weaknesses? But usually we're good enough at picking up our own weaknesses. So you want to be aware of what your weaknesses are as well. What are your biggest successes in life so far and your biggest failures in life? So what I'm going to ask you to do is, when it comes to successes, if you guys are parents, you know, one of the greatest accomplishments we have as parents is we're parents, we have children, right? It's a big deal. It's such a big part of our life. But I want you guys to not use that one. I want you guys to dig a little deeper and think about what some of your biggest successes are and biggest failures. So I'm just going to share with you an example of my biggest failure to hopefully help you just figure out what one of yours are. So my biggest failure is even hard to even say that it's a failure, because it doesn't feel like a failure after all. But when I was 22, I was engaged to be married to someone, and the guy left me 2 weeks after he proposed. So at the time it was hard and it was tough. And, but at the end of the day, there was so much that I learned from that. And honestly, the trajectory of my life completely changed after that for the better. So that's why it's hard to say it's a failure, because I'm open enough to see that a lot of my challenges and failures have lessons. And this had some great lessons for me. But if I had to look at my biggest failure, I would say that was it, right? At the time, it really felt like that. My biggest success so far, I would say, is building my Arbonne business, in addition to having my children. But that was my biggest success so far. So next question. How would your family and friends describe you? So again, guys, ask your nearest and dearest and ask them this question, because again, they see you in different ways that you don't see yourself. What is your number one superpower, right? What can you do better than anyone else on this planet, guys? And I want you to really think about that. What I feel like my superpower is that I'm really good at putting myself in other people's shoes and really stepping into their shoes and understanding what it is that they're thinking and feeling and knowing where they're coming from. So what would you say your biggest superpower is? This is your opportunity to boast, to show off, and to lose your ego, guys, and just brag about yourself for a moment. So what is that superpower? What are the top 3 needs of your market or your ideal customer? Now, I want you to kind of have 2 columns for this, guys. What are your top 3 needs for the product side and top 3 needs of the business side? So I'm just going to give you some examples that I have, but make sure, guys, you use what is real for you. My product, I have 2, excuse me, out of the 3 that I'll share. One is, healthy lifestyle, right? People are looking for a healthy lifestyle, and it's something people need. And people are looking to feel good in regards to their health, in regards to how they look. So, living a healthy lifestyle, but also feeling that healthy life. On the business standpoint, a great quality of life, having financial gain of the business, gaining time, and helping other people. So I had 4 needs for the business side. So we want to make sure that we're using people's problems, right? When we're using social media, and illuminate them so we can show them that we have a solution, guys. And we can show them the solution via how we're marketing ourselves online. What are the top 7 things your ideal customer is searching for answers to? So I want you to think of this. If you need to think about what your market is Googling. What are people searching for? Are they searching for the latest diet trends, the latest cosmetic colors, how to earn money from home, how to gain time, how to get stronger, how to have the shiniest hair, whatever it is that they're looking for? What would you say are the top 7 things that your ideal customer is searching for answers to? So I'm going to give you an example, guys, of how we can use social media when we're thinking of something like this. So I'm going to use the example of dog food. If I had a business where I was selling dog food, what I would want to do is I could use social media and share information related to dogs. So I can do a social media post educating people about, do you want to know how to stop dogs from barking at fireworks, right? So I'm not asking them or talking to them specifically about dog food. I'm talking about dogs in general, because I know that people who are interested in dog food are likely interested in other topics about dogs. So that's the example of using a problem, right? So how to stop dogs barking at fireworks. Now we can offer advice and a solution, right? And that's going to get people engaging us who are likely dog lovers. So then we can engage with them, right? We can be commenting back and forth, or we can take that conversation offline. And after some engagement back and forth, you can always say something like, hey, if you're ever looking for a great quality dog food or not really sure of what to feed your dog, you know, I may be able to help you out, right? So it's transitioning that topic of dogs into something related to your business. It's a great way to engage with people. So again, by asking that question, not related to dog food, but talking about dogs, you're going to engage those people. So this can be done through a Facebook Live, and more trainings on that will be coming out, guys. So I also want you to think about is, who is the type of person that you do not want to work with or be around? Because you want to be clear of that too. And we want to make sure that we understand our values so we can take a stand for things that are meaningful to us, and that people understand they're not going to look at you and judge you for taking a stand for that. They can say, you know what, it's something that's meaningful to you and valuable to you, and that's okay. So who's the person you not want to work or be around, right? So we call that repel marketing. So attraction marketing, we know we are looking for things to attract people to us, but I want you to think about what repels you. What repels you? What do you see posted on social media that kind of turns you off, right? And just be aware of those things in those people. You want to know that, remember that we can't make everybody happy. Not everybody's going to like us. And that's tough, right? Sometimes that's tough, but it's just the truth and it's reality. And I think the more we understand that, the better off we will be. We'll get much more support from our people, like-minded people, when we do take a stand for things that we aren't really for. So core brand values, you know, you want to think about, if one of my core brand values is authenticity, so something that I would stand against is something like people who lie, people who, you know, are pretty much spewing BS, or people who just hype things up, right? And they exaggerate things. So that's something that I would take a stand against, which would show my authenticity or my passion for authenticity and how I value authenticity. So let's talk into a bit of a social media strategy. Oh, let's back up. So what or who is an enemy that you can stand against? So we just kind of talked about that. And that's the end of our core brand values. So what I'm going to do, guys, is really recommend that you find the core brand value question sheet and just work through some of these questions and work through them, because you want to get really crystal clear about what it is that you value, what you stand for. And guys, it's going to make your messaging that's coming across social media more consistent and more clear. And from spending the time doing this, what I can promise you is that you are going to eventually be spending less time trying to figure out what the heck to post on social media, because you're going to know who you are and what kind of message you want to get across. So guys, that's our social media training for today on core brand values. Stay tuned for more. Have an awesome day.